Hello, my name is Shejini, and I am so happy to be with you today on this episode of Teaching Made Easy. I want to seize this opportunity to wish you a special happy new year. As we speak right now, so many people are in their dying beds. Some people are probably dying as a result of war casualties, maybe in Gaza and in many other areas in the world. Some people will leave their house today and they will not even make it tomorrow. So it is a great blessing and joy for you to be able to see 2024, and I want to give you a big shout out for that and thank God especially for that grace, because if you're seeing 2024, it's not because you're so smart, you're so intelligent, you're so careful, and you can die. It's just because of God's grace that you are able to see 2024. So thank God for that. It's a great blessing, and as you begin 2024, if you're a teacher in particular listening to me right now, there are a number of things that I want you to take care of. Just about 4, and I'm going to be dishing out these 4. I don't want to call them New Year resolutions, because statistics have shown that many people break their New Year resolutions in the first 90 days, not even up to March or even February. Many people will break those resolutions. So I would rather prefer to call them top 4 investments that every teacher should be making in 2024. So without much ado, I don't want you to miss any of them. So let's get right on to the first investment. Now, the first thing that you should be doing as a teacher, investing in 2024, is investing on your health. Very, very important. Now, I've been in the teaching profession for close to 15 years now, and I've seen a lot. I've gone through ups and downs. I'm still on the journey, but there is one thing that I have realized, that I made a lot of mistakes in that aspect of investment as a teacher, is teacher burnout. And that has to do with not investing enough in my health. I used to teach in about 3 schools. I remember in 2010, 2011, I would take part-time in one school and I'll move to another school, and then I'll go to another school again. And then at times I would even have tutoring classes in the evening. So basically I spend the whole day teaching and I don't even have time to eat. And when I get back home, I would try to make some porridge, plantains or jollof rice, or fry eggs and eat with gari, or probably eat roasted fish with bobolo. And that was the life I was living. I didn't have time to even drink enough water or take fruits, because I was just on and on and on and on, moving and moving. And I was so energetic. But the truth is, when you're young, you have this energy to be able to go along and do things. But when you get old, you realize that your energy level is dying down and you will not be able to do those things again. And your health will pay the price for your stubbornness of not taking time to take care of your health. So I want to encourage you that make it a goal to take care of your health as you step into 2024 if you are a teacher. And one of the ways you should do this, one of the things you should be doing, is taking enough time to rest and sleep. Very important. As a teacher, don't joke with your holidays. Don't joke with your weekends. Your weekend is the time for you to rest. It's not the time for you to prepare lessons. If you have to prepare lessons, make sure you do it and end by Friday. That's what I have adopted, and it's helping me a lot, because on Saturday, on Sunday, you may be involved in other extracurricular activities. Probably if you're a Christian like I do, you might have other church activities that you want to do and stuff like that. So don't play with your weekends. Rest. Of course, they say the recommended number of hours to rest is 8 hours. So put in 8 hours. Go to bed early. I used to go to bed late because I was preparing lessons for students in the morning. That's not a good idea. It's better to close late, prepare your lessons while in school, and leave it right there and come back the next morning and handle it, rather than go home and instead of sleeping at 9 o'clock, you're trying to sleep at 12 or at 11, so that you wake up at 4 a.m. and you're struggling to prepare to go to school. That's not a good idea. And I also want to encourage you to drink a lot of water. This is something I feel so much in, because I don't drink a lot of water and I suffer the effect greatly. Right now, everywhere I go, I have water. I try to drink as much as possible. I remember when I visited the doctor, he told me, okay, if you don't have the habit of drinking, just get water and get a timer. Make sure that every 1 hour you take a sip. Every 1 hour you take a sip. The teaching profession, as a teacher, you talk a lot. You do a lot of talking and a lot of brain work. And talking takes a lot of energy, for those who know it. And you need to be drinking water so that you can have that. You can always be hydrated to keep moving. If you don't drink a lot of water, you're going to crash. And I actually crashed this year 2023. That's why one of the reasons I'm making this video, because that's something I remember vividly. My health was not the best, especially in November, October. I was constantly in the hospital. I actually went to ease myself in the restroom. And so on coming back, I wanted to sit down and I just realized that I had a sharp pain below my waist. I couldn't stoop, I couldn't sit down, neither could I stand up. And this was happening right in front of the students. And I just told them, please, I'm going to the nurse, just hold on. And I held my back and I was rushing out of the class and the kids were surprised at what is going on with Mr. Genie. And so when I got to the nurse, he tried to massage me and he gave me an essential balm. I rubbed it and stuff like that. And I thought it was over. It wasn't over. This thing lasted for about 2 weeks and I was becoming concerned because I couldn't even take a good bath because I couldn't stoop. Each time I did that, it was going to pain. I couldn't sit on the bike. I couldn't sit upright. It was horrendous. I couldn't even teach. And so I had to go to the hospital. They made an X-ray. They gave me some drugs, which further complicated the whole thing because it led to constipation. Things I wasn't drinking a lot of water, and so I started suffering from constipation. I was restless. I couldn't teach. My brain was hot. Everything was crazy. And I couldn't even bend down to tie my shoelace. And it came to my knowledge that this is an accumulation of poor eating habits, poor rest habits, and poor body organization. Your body is the container that carries, or the vessel that carries the information that you dish out to the students. And if you don't take care of the vehicle that carries that information, then you will not be able to deliver that information. So because of that, it came to my mind that I'm probably driving myself too hard, and teacher burnout is one of the things that you have to be very careful about. So eat well, take a lot of fruits and fluids. Very important. When you make money, instead of investing that money on buying new clothes and new dresses and flashy cars or phones or whatever, you should rather invest that money on your health. So it's better you buy enough fruits, buy good food, and eat well, eat on time, and eat right, rather than spend that money buying things and clothes and dresses to clothe a body that is decaying. So it's a goal that as a teacher, you shouldn't joke with. Your health. Rest. Let me not forget this important one. It has to do with exercise. Exercise is very important. I never had time for exercising myself. I was so strong and energetic, a very good footballer as well. But I realized I couldn't even raise my leg right up to chest level because, the muscles are so tight. It has not been relaxed for many years. And so it is dangerous. Wake up every morning. This is not about doing a 10 miles jogging. It's just about 15 or 10 minutes of running and then making sure that your lungs and your heart is beating and blood is pumping to your brain so that you're alert. You get a lot of water for hydration. Then as you do regular exercises, you stretch your neck, break your neck, your muscles. Let blood flow everywhere, and then you do some stretches. All of that, it's very important. Keeps your brain sharp and intact. And when you make it a goal to exercise yourself, you're not going to like it for the first 1 or 2 weeks. Your muscles will pain so much, and it will tell you, hey, stop that thing. It's a lie. Every good thing starts with pain, so don't relax. Make sure you do your exercise. It will become a habit and you will not feel the pain anymore. So as a teacher, as you step into 2024, please make it a goal. Put it in your regular calendar or shift that I'll be doing this on Monday. I have this slot for sports. I have this slot for this. I have this slot for that. Make it a regular timetable so that you'll be able to put it into practice. So your health is very important. If you're a teacher, avoid teacher burnout. If you die today, they're going to look for your replacement the next minute. I have seen well-decorated teachers who spent all their life and energy burning out and doing stuff like that. But at the end of the day, what happened is that they crashed and they were unable to do what they could do very well. So it's very important for you to take care of your health. Now, as a teacher, the second thing you should be investing so much on is wealth. Wealth is very important. People always have this misconception that the teaching profession is the most broke profession in the world, that teachers are poor people and they don't make a lot of money. This is not true. It all depends on the individual, because one of the challenges we face in the world today is that many people do not have this financial intelligence. And it's not that complicated. And you know, because you lack financial intelligence, you're going to struggle for the rest of your life. I've been there before and I know what I'm talking about. I keep struggling and learning more about financial investments and intelligence, and sometimes I get so frustrated, sometimes I get tired, sometimes I don't see the results, but I'm positive about it because I know that real growth takes time. Real growth doesn't happen overnight. Overnight success is a problem, but I believe that in life you need to grow and you need to take baby steps to get to the level that you want. And so as a teacher, don't fool yourself to think that you don't deserve good wealth. You don't deserve a lot of money. Poverty is not a good thing, I won't lie to you. You know, when you're poor, when you're poor, you always have it comes along with a lot of pain and stress. You already have stress just by the fact that you have to instruct students who are obstinate in some cases. And so, but poverty, now you can't take care of your rent, you can't take care of normal bills, you can't take care of your health, your child is sick, you can't take care of your child, you can't raise money to take care of yourself and stuff like that. And you're not living well, and your economic status in your life is not always the best because you're struggling year in, year out. This is not good because it plays on your mental, it plays on your know-how, it plays on your movement, it plays on your momentum, your energy to move ahead. And so it is important to invest in making wealth, making money. And there's a difference between being wealthy and being rich. Being rich is just having money, but being wealthy is impacting and changing lives and having a lot of money. Now, I'm not saying that is the main goal. The main goal is not just the joy and the love of making money. It is about being able to use that money effectively. But if you don't have money, that's the beginning of your problem. And so as a teacher, don't think your job or your role is just to teach, but it's also to create wealth so you can help other people and help yourself so that you can move on effectively. Why is wealth important? Like I said, if you don't have money, you will not have that psychological balance and energy and momentum to be able to deliver well. What can you do? Let me share with you the little financial intelligence that I have read from books, I've learned, that is helping me, and I believe that with time is going to get this compound interest and it will grow and it will take me out of that slum. That is your knowledge of assets and liabilities. You should be able to determine what is an asset and what is a liability in your life. Many people don't know the difference between the two, and that is the beginning of financial hardship. What is an asset? An asset is, I would define it like Robert Kiyosaki always does it. He says, anything that puts money into your pocket is an asset, and anything that takes money out of your pocket is a liability. And many people find it difficult to differentiate between the two. They go out there and they buy a lot of liabilities from the little money that they make, and then they don't invest in assets that will bring them more money. And then before you know it, 5-10 years down the road, you realize that you're spinning on one position and you're not making any growth. Asset is not necessarily something that is liquid cash. Asset could be your technical know-how, your skills, learning, the things that you're learning, the knowledge that you're accumulating. That is an asset. And also, a very common asset is your capital, your salary, what you're being paid from. So when you take this money, do you try to invest it so that you can get more money out of it? Because an investment is an asset. When you put the money in such a way that, not just savings anyway, I mean an investment that is going to guarantee passive income. And when we talk of passive income, we are talking about money that works for you, not you working for the money. Like you're sleeping and your money that you had invested in something else is working for you. So as a teacher, don't resist the temptation of thinking that, oh, I don't have to make income. It's very important. One of the things you could do is, instead of taking that money and going out there to buy a flashy car or I'm not saying buying a car is wrong. Please don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's very important. I love it. I love cars. I love beautiful cars. But the thing is, you have to invest in something that is going to bring you more money. And one of them is you could just sacrifice and you buy land and you keep it somewhere. It never depreciates. It's always there. You can sell it in time to come to make more money. You can buy land. You can invest in, with friends, come together and you start up a school, or you do something that, you take the money and you put it in something that is going to bring you more money tomorrow. That's an asset, which many teachers fail to do. So I'm encouraging you that as you're stepping into 2024, instead of thinking of buying flashy dresses and flashy things to impress people you don't like, which is the most of the case, you will lose more money because those things will take more money out of your pocket. It will take gas out of your, it will take money for gas out of your pocket. It will take money for, I mean, the mechanic is going to eat his own. The dresses are going to get bad. You're going to wear some of them. You're going to get so fat. Sometimes you're not even going to wear some of the dresses that you're buying. You're buying 10 shoes, 20 shoes to impress who with them? All you need is just a decent life for the meantime, and then you make wealth. And when you make wealth, you can have time to enjoy holidays and go to wherever you want, buy the best car that you want. But it takes time and patience. And so assets and liabilities, very important. That is the basic learning of every body who wants to understand this financial intelligence stuff. Know where your money is going to. I don't want to let me spin out on something very important. It has to do with budgeting. I've spoken about assets and liabilities, but let me talk about budgeting, which is even the most important. As you step into 2024, always budget your money before you spend it. Many people don't budget. You have to pay yourself first before you spend money else out there. You have to know, sit down, make a goal, you and your wife. If you're alone, fine. I earn this amount of money. I'm going to put this out for tithes. I'm going to put this out for rent. I'm going to put this out for food. I'm going to put this out for transport. I'm going to put this out for self-help scheme. I'm going to put this out for savings. I'm going to put this out for this. When you put out your money in that manner, it helps you to learn how to plan because it informs your spending. It tells you that you're spending so much on liabilities instead of doing more of assets. So if you're not budgeting in 2024, I want to encourage you as a teacher that take that as a goal. It's very important. It's going to change your life in future because that compounding interest of saving money and investing is going to change your life in time to come. So as a teacher, do not joke with financial investments. Do not joke with investing in making wealth because, like I said, with health, if you don't have your body, which is the vehicle that carries you so you can pass out the information, you can teach. Likewise, if you don't have the money that gives you the psychological balance, just knowing that you have money and that financial security is there, you'll be able to deliver information well because your brain and mind will be sound to do what you love to do. So financial health is very, very important. So financial health is wealth. Invest in it in 2024. Now, another thing you have to invest on as a teacher this is also very important, is investing in learning. There's a saying that if you stop learning, you should stop teaching. Now, when I talk about learning in this context, it's not just learning anything that has to do with the teaching profession. I'm not talking about learning just teaching skills, learning new things about the teaching profession. No, it is important. It's part of the equation. I'm talking about learning new skills in any direction. That means you just have that insatiable desire to learn. When you really want to learn, you open many doors for yourself. When I was growing up, straight up when I left the university, I thank God for one thing that happened to me. Because I was broke and I was struggling to make ends meet, it pushed me to develop the desire to always read. If you know this little shop in my 17, I don't know if it's still there. There was a bookshop there that every week I used to come there and buy at least a book and read. And just because I read a lot, I read, it made it possible for me to become a good writer. And I wrote a lot of books. I read a lot of books. I learned a lot of things. I was able to make courses. I was able to do this. I was able to do that. When you're learning every day, you develop so many extra skills that your boss or leader can't help but promote you or use you for professional development to help other people. And that is the beginning of your growth. Many people do not understand why some people get promoted and why some people keep spinning on the same spot. It's because when you have extra skills and you can deliver value in the marketplace, wherever you are, people can't help but come to you for help. And when you help yourself and you develop yourself, you become apt and ready to attract influence and wealth towards you. So invest in yourself. It's very, very important. Learn. The digital world today has even made it easy that you can just go on YouTube and you get thousands of audiobooks that will teach you something on anything that you want to learn, you no longer have to spend so much money on buying books again like it used to be in the past, because you have so many audio books on YouTube. You have ebooks on Kindle that you can just subscribe with $2, $3, $5, $1. You can get a book and you read. Just keep reading, because life belongs to the readers. Wealth and opportunity belongs to the learners, the people who are learning and growing and reading, and the people who are making it. And the people who are developing new skills and learning are the people who are making it. So don't get messed up with this idea that because you're a teacher, the only thing you have to do is read the book or prepare the lessons that you have to teach for the next day. Some teachers read only their lesson plans, or they read only the books that they have to teach the students. This is not right. You have to read other books on leadership. You have to read books on finances. You have to read books on parenting. You have to read books on personal relationships, self-help, and even meditation and studying the Word of God is very, very important. So invest in learning and just growing your mind and your brain, because power belongs to those who learn and those who put into practice what they have learned. So make it a goal in 2024, if you are a teacher, to improve on your learning capacity. And lastly, as a teacher, you have to invest in your relationships. This is very important. And the first relationship you need to invest on is that vertical relationship with God. Without God, you can do nothing. When Moses was passing the baton of leadership to Joshua, one of the things he encouraged him was that he should not forsake the word of God. He should tie it around his neck, put it on his chest, and make sure that every Jew, every Israelite studies what God says and puts it into practice. And that is what made the success of Joshua, because he was strong with the battle axe, he was a warrior, and it permitted them to get into the promised land. Likewise, if you don't have that vertical relationship with God, it will be difficult for you to succeed as a teacher, because God holds the yam and the knife. He's almighty. He's all-knowing. He can decide that you will wake up today and that will be the end of you. You can even make millions as you want, and the next minute it's taken away from you, because God says, this is not the plan I have for you. So always walk and plan alongside with God as you step into 2024 before you engage in any other thing, because that is the definition of success according to God's standard, irrespective of all the other definitions of success that we have in the world. If you're not having a special direct relationship with God, and you're in constant communication, medication and dedication and prayers, and meditation and prayers with God, you will not have the technical know-how. You will not have the wisdom to be able to apply, to be able to get into this harsh world and make it. So it's important that as you invest in relationships, the first relationship is your relationship with God, because once your relationship with God is okay and you are financially sound, mentally health-wise sound, then you'll be able to invest in your relationships with other people. If you're not standing well, you can't hold other people. It's very important. So God, you, and then you spread out that horizontal love and that horizontal investment on other people. And when I talk about investment with other people, I want to start with you as an individual, as a family, especially couples, teachers who are couples, married people. The devil is attacking a lot of marital homes today. Marriages are breaking. Homes are not stable. And of course, you can't pretend to me that if you don't have a stable home, your wife is nagging on you all the time, or you yourself, you're a problem to your wife. You can't be psychologically strong enough to walk into class and deliver quality lessons. Even if you do, it's not always going to be the same like someone who has a sound marital home. And remember, sometimes there were times that before I leave the house in the morning, maybe I have a little quarrel with my wife. The entire day is messed up, because as I'm going to school, instead of preparing lessons, I'm thinking about what we were arguing about. And so you see that if you don't have a strong family or marital home, and your marriage is not stable and your relationship is not stable, you will not be a stable teacher, because the time you would have used in preparing lessons and learning something new is the time that you will use to be regurgitating information in your mind about the current problems that you are facing, either with your wife or with your children or with your extended family members. So the first thing is, if the marriage home is intact, then your profession and your career will escalate, because that is the momentum that you need in order to move ahead. You need people to support you. Once you're done with yourself, you're done with your family, you can extend that love and you spread it to other people, like your friends, your colleagues, other people around the world, your fans, or people that follow you, or people you follow and stuff like that, your mentors, name it, your relationship, the church, and all of that. So it's important that you shouldn't neglect the power of building strong relationships at your tender age when you're a teacher, as you're growing up in your career. Because tomorrow, if you develop poor relationships, relationships bring wealth. People are wealth. If you don't invest in people, don't expect that tomorrow you're going to make it. Because when you will be down there, right down there low, people are going to think of how bad you treated them. And when they think of how bad you treated them, they can't come up to help you. So don't joke with your relationships when you're young as a teacher and you're growing up, because these same people that you're meeting as you're moving up the ladder are the same people you will meet when you're coming down the ladder. So I have said a number of things about the things that you have to invest in 2024 as a teacher. Remember, I said that I don't want to use the word resolutions, because many people break resolutions. Maybe I use the word investment and goals as you step into 2024, because without these 4 things that I have spoken to you about, your teaching is going to be irrelevant in the near future. So number 1, invest in your health. If you have some money, don't go out there rushing to buy many new clothes, many new dresses, many new shoes, flashy cars. No, invest in your health first. It's very important. No health, no vehicle to carry the information that you have to deliver to the students. Rest well, sleep well, do regular exercises, take a lot of water, drink a lot of water, take a lot of fruits and weeds, and then make sure that you meditate and have a sound brain, because your health is very important. Number 2, invest in wealth. Money making is important. The Bible doesn't say that money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. So money is not a bad thing. It's good to have money, because when you have money in the bank, you're psychologically sound in your mind, because you know that you can meet up with the challenges of life. And if you don't have money, it is because you're not growing your financial intelligence. And like I said, the basic place where you can start is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets will take money out of your pockets. Assets will put money in your pocket, and liabilities will take money out of your pocket. So when you're making your budgeting, ask yourself, am I putting so much money in liabilities that is taking money out of my pocket, or am I investing in something that's going to bring money into my pocket? And I said that try to do something called passive income, which means as you're sleeping, money is working for you. So the kind of investments that you do should be something that will bring passive income into your pocket. And don't forget the power of budgeting. Don't just go out there, pick up your salary, and you start spending. Always remember to make a budget so that you will know where your money is going to. That is basic financial intelligence if you're not a financial expert. Third, invest in learning. I said if you're a teacher, you're not learning, you should stop teaching. Learning is very important, and the learning I spoke to you about is not just the learning that is limited to the content of what you have to deliver to the students, but it's learning on broad knowledge, broad information, leadership, financing, parenting, you name it. When you keep learning, you keep reading, the world belongs to the askers. The world belongs to those who are continuously learning. So today we are blessed. Like I said, we have a YouTube. You have free audio books. You can just go in there and you learn whatever you want to learn. If you keep learning, you will keep growing. And if you keep growing, opportunities will be attracted to you. And lastly, invest in yourself. Very important. And I said that there has to be this vertical relationship with God, which is very important. That will guarantee success for you in everything that you do. When you have that straight vertical relationship with God, invest in yourself, grow, and then you can have the opportunity to focus on your marriage, and then you spread the blessings and the investments to other relationships that will serve as a leverage to keep you floating above the sky. Teaching is not an easy job, but it's also a noble profession. During the Christmas day, I said that Jesus was addressed more of as a teacher, not master and Lord. Many people called him teacher. And so we're glad to have that honor and privilege to share in the same profession like the master of the world. And so teaching is not an easy job. We are being pursued Our attention is needed by the students, is needed by the administration, is needed by parents, is needed by the community. And if you don't set goals and invest on things that will make you a better person tomorrow, you will crash before you know it. As you step into 2024, I want to wish you a special happy new year. And please do not forget to invest in these 4 aspects of life.